KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Starting now on Primetime, Sabrina Salas-Matanani reports on the governor announcing returning Guam residents can home quarantine instead of going to a government quarantine facility. Plus, public hearings were held for a trio of bills regarding double pay for essential GovGuam workers. Nestor Lacanto reports on that issue. And when can Tier 2 clinics expect to get paid for their services? Chris Barnett reports. Good evening, everybody. If you're watching us on KUAM TV or streaming us on Facebook Live throughout the world, we wish you and your family a warm Hafa-day. Well, as Guam remains under a public health emergency declaration until June the 5th, the governor this afternoon took another step in easing up restrictions. Lulian Guerrero will begin to allow returning Guam residents to home quarantine instead of being forced into a government quarantine facility. Sabrina Salas-Matanani has tonight's top story on the latest with containing COVID.
Starting Monday, June 1st, no test, no problem.
Current returning and intended residents of Guam, persons who are essential healthcare or other essential workers, or persons who have traveled to Guam because of an emergency or a personal hardship situation may be allowed to complete their 14-day requirement for quarantine at their home residence or at their rental lodging location.
About 2 weeks ago, the governor's physicians advisory group recommended that returning Guam residents be allowed to home quarantine instead of being forced to serve time at the government's quarantine facilities. The governor, during her press conference, said that returning residents or intended residents must be able to provide verification, such as a valid Guam ID, a mayor's verification, or they can sign a declaration of residency upon arrival. As for all other visitors, they will still be subject to mandatory quarantine unless they have a certified negative test result at least a week prior to entry. As for Guam residents who are currently waiting it out at a government quarantine facility, they will be allowed to leave on Monday. Also on June 1st, it's back to business for GovGuam, but
we will be adhering to the 50% occupancy mandate.
GovGuam employees will be allowed to work from home. Additionally, on Monday, the governor's Category 3 differential pay program expires. As for an update on federal stimulus checks, Rev and Tax sent 3,000 additional checks totaling $4.7 million to the Department of Administration, which the governor says should have either been mailed today or by Monday. In total, $118 million in EIP checks have been sent out. As for the governor's Programan Salapi Adzudan Itatao aid program funded by the Federal CARES Act, a total of 17,040 checks have been mailed out so far, totaling $12.8 million. As for unemployment assistance, the goal remains to get the online application form live over the weekend, but it would still take 21 days for that application to be vetted. DOL Director Dave Della Sola is hoping to be able to do that a lot quicker. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani.
All right, Bree, thanks so much for that report. Well, also tonight, come in, we're open. These were very welcome words for many around our island as restaurants began dine-in service today for the first time in more than 2 months.
The restaurants weren't overcrowded on the first day of reopening, in part because they could only allow 50% capacity. But make no mistake about it, says Richard Hart of Applebee's in Tamuning, the patrons are happy.
Being able to go out, is just one of those things as Americans that's fundamental. We go out to eat a lot, especially here in Guam. We do everything over socialization. Going to the movies, going out to eat, going to the mall for an ice cream cone. These are things we're very used to, and I think there's a lot of people who are eager to get back to it.
Restaurants must still comply with social distancing protocol, and at Applebee's there was signage on the floors. The tables were marked for which can be used to maintain the minimum 6 feet of separation and more.
So we've kind of laid everything out in what we think is an orderly fashion, and we have an ordering system set to where you can still order from your server if you want to, but you don't have to. You can go down and check things off a list and just hand them an order guide, and then your food will come a little later, and We keep it very simple.
Hart says he also knows there may be a lot of customers who aren't quite comfortable yet with dining out, so Applebee's will continue its takeout service. But if you do come out, they'll make it as comfortable, he says, as possible.
I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that it's a safe, clean environment. We're here to serve you. And if there's anything we feel like we can do better, just let us know.
Table for two, anyone? For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And Nestor's going to have another report for us just coming up momentarily. But first, fighting on the front lines against COVID-19 and now fighting to get what they believe they deserve. Adriana Cotero takes you inside Superior Court Judge Anita Sokola for the battle over double pay.
We have to have a police presence. We have to have guards as part of the corrections. We have to have personnel manning the medical facilities around Ghana. We can't function as a society without those things. That's not a mystery today, and it wasn't a mystery in 1992 when then Governor Gutierrez promulgated these personnel rules and regulations.
According to Attorney Tom Fisher, the Department of Administration's Rules and Regulations Rule 8406 awards frontliners double pay during a state of emergency, but says that hasn't been the case for his client, police officer Steve DePasna.
We're not giving somebody some present. We are not altering their level of compensation at all. We are telling them that for taking this additional risk, for taking the risk, an unidentifiable risk. We can't see it. We don't know where it is.
Fisher petitioned the Superior Court for a writ to order GovGuam to justly compensate his client. This afternoon, Judge Anita Sokola heard both sides. Deputy Attorney General James Canto represents Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, the government of Guam, Department of Administration's Director Ed Byrne, and GPD Chief Stephen Ignacio. Deputy AG Canto argues the writ of mandamus is an inappropriate route to determine if the rule applies based on multiple defects, including that it's unclear whether Officer Tapasna is a frontline worker or not, and his specific duties performed.
There are some questions that remain to be answered, and that this is essentially under the general purview of the legislature to be able to resolve and pass laws regarding double pay in the context of a public health emergency. And as I stated to the court, the AG's office just simply wants it done if it's going to be done correctly and according to law.
Attorney Fisher argues, however, that the AG's response disregarded the rule as a whole, saying it's frustrating GovGuam refuses to engage in the main argument.
You cannot ignore A. That is the most peculiar thing throughout the course of the Attorney General's response. They never speak to A. That is the first section of the Act, and it clearly says, there's no ambiguity in that. It clearly says, in the case of an emergency, GovGuam goes home. That's what it says. And they're entitled to compensation, and you've heard me say it before, they're not going to have this charged to leave.
Attorney Fisher says there are efforts underway to assemble a list to determine whether a class action lawsuit is appropriate. Fisher adds that he has sent a FOIA request to the AG's office for any internal communications on the matter.
We don't think they're protected, and we want to read them. We want to see what it is the AGs are actually thinking about this issue.
We should note Governor Lou Leon Guerrero announced this afternoon that all GovGuam operations resume on Monday. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Meanwhile, your elected senators spent much of today in public hearings on a series of bills that would provide extra pay to government workers responding to the COVID crisis. Once again, here's Nestor.
All of the bills seek to compensate essential GovGuam employees who were required to work while others were paid who stayed home. The first bill heard was by Vice Speaker Talina Nelson.
They went out there willingly to care for us, to care for the people of Guam, to provide medical attention, to respond to ailments and illnesses risking their exposure, and also the possible contraction to their family members.
The other measures heard today offered the same rationale, with variations on the amount and type of compensation. But representing the Women's Chamber of Commerce was Chairperson Holly Rustick, who said for every government worker called to duty, there were also private sector nurses, store clerks, food service workers, and more also on the front lines.
None of these people who have clearly risked their lives and their health of that or their family in order to provide our people with much needed care, sustenance, and services will be receiving double pay.
She also raised the issue of affordability, saying the bills will pose severe financial implications for GovGuam, even as senators themselves were questioning how much or even if the extra compensation can be covered by federal emergency funds.
What good is giving government employees double time for a month of hours worked when the result may very well be that those same employees will have to be furloughed for 1 or 2 days a week if the legislation causes the government to run out of money?
The other bills by Speaker Tina Barnes and Senator Joe San Augustine have undergone public hearings and can be moved on the floor for consideration at the next legislative session. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The next session is scheduled for Monday with, as set by the Rules Committee this morning, it includes 4 bills and 5 vetoed measures. Also tonight, as Tier 2 clinics sit in the dark about whether or not they'll be reimbursed for COVID-19 costs, one physician with a Tier 2 clinic says the administration can make good with CARES funds. Chris Barnett has our next report.
Dr. Vince Duenas of FHP and Take Care Insurance says healthcare facilities designated as Tier 2 clinics have had to lawyer up to see if they'll even be reimbursed for their services after the governor activated SDA, FHP, and American Medical Center as part of her COVID-19 response with her Executive Order 2020-06. Despite the order's clear language designating Tier 2s in emails KUAM obtained by Freedom of Information Act request, Governor's legal counsel, Hai Hyun, wrote both FHP lawyer Louis Yanza and AMC counsel Jackie Terlahi saying, quote, "We have not received any indication that any medical facilities, supplies, or providers have been directed to act as government entities," end quote. This statement totally contradicting what the legal counsel's client said at a March 24th press conference.
Tier 2 will be for non-COVID-19 urgent care facilities. I have designated the American Medical Center, FHP, and SDA to be used for urgent care. Tier 1 will be all other healthcare facilities and providers. As a condition of their licensure, all healthcare facilities and healthcare providers in Guam will be required to assist in the vaccination, treatment, examination, or testing of any individual who, on instruction from the Department of Public Health and Social Services, presents himself to any clinic or other healthcare facility for medical assistance.
And despite leading the procurement and payment of GovGuam quarantine hotels and associated vendors without contracts, Hyun changed his tune to Tier 2s, writing formal direction, quote, would have been in the form of a contract for procurement purposes. As you know, procurement law does not allow for payment of services prior to the execution of an agreement, end quote. And while Dr. Duenas says FHP answered the governor's call to serve, the clinic is struggling because there's no word on when it'll be reimbursed for the COVID costs it incurred.
We have had to make very difficult decisions as an organization. Everything from pay cuts to reduced hours to even furloughs, unfortunately.
We asked Duenas if FHP has had to let go of any doctors.
Not yet, but I can say that a few physicians have been given notice.
Now, when KUAM asked the governor why Tier 2s haven't been paid yet, she said it was because she hasn't gotten any invoices from them. But what's interesting to note is that the governor hasn't seen an invoice from the clinics because her own executive order says the Cure Action Team, led by State Surgeon Dr. Mike Cruz, is responsible for developing a system for Tier 2s to be reimbursed or billed at a rate set forth in Memorandum of Understanding or such other standardized uniform rate as developed by the Cure Action Team. And according to everyone we asked, the Cure team hasn't done a MOU, meaning there's no way for the clinics to send invoices because a reimbursement plan hasn't been completed. On April 22, Hyun wrote to Attorney Terlahi saying, quote, to this date, no SOPs have been developed and no facilities, providers, nor supplies have been directed for government use, end quote. At the time Hyun wrote this, the governor's order designating Tier 2s had been in place for a month. $7 million for Tier 2 clinics was included in a CARES Act budget proposal prepped by BBMR, and Duenas said that could be an easier way for Tier 2s to get relief.
Now, if you have clinics saying that we took huge losses just from COVID alone, I think the focus should be more on stimulus funding to help support those clinics in order to to strengthen the healthcare system as a whole.
And while clinics say they haven't been reimbursed, it's not for lack of trying. Attorney Yanza sent a summary of FHP's expenses from March 17 to April 25, 2020. That summary, $955,562. Emails also show Attorney Mitch Thompson, representing SDA, has also tried to follow up on compensation. Duenas had also written to the governor's office about using CARES funds to compensate clinics or at least provide aid to them. Duenas writing Adelup staffer Shamar Chargaloff on May 1st, asking if Chargaloff knew whether or not Tier 2s would be getting, quote, direct financial relief related to COVID. Chargaloff sent that email to former Chief of Staff Tony Babauta and Hyun. On that same day, Hyun wrote to Chargaloff saying, quote, I do not know who this doctor is, but the answer is that there has been no arrangements with any clinics. Nothing formal has occurred, end quote.
The bottom line is that clinics are hurting, and we're asking for support, and I think CARES Act funding allows us to get that sort of relief.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Sit tight, everybody. Keep watching and keep streaming because Primetime will return after these messages.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
King's Restaurants are still cooking up your favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner plates and have them available for carryout and delivery. Call them in Tamuning at 647-5464 or in Dedito at 637-5464 and order for carryout. For delivery, please download the free Grab and Grub app and follow the instructions to get King's delivered to your door. Be safe and stay healthy until we see each other again at King's.
During these uncertain times, it's important to remember that we are in this together.
The KUAM insurance team has continued to service the needs of our customers.
As in the past 80 years, you can count on us to be here when you need us most, when it comes to your health and the health of your family.
Let's continue making the right choices by staying home, staying safe, and staying healthy.
We are all in this together, and together we will rise again.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back, everybody. Public Health has updated its situation report as on Thursday, 117 tests were ran at multiple lab locations and one sample turned up positive. The new case is evidently a homeless man in his 50s who lives in the northern part of the island. According to the document, he was identified as a community testing site, was asymptomatic, and did not report contact to a confirmed case. The total number of COVID-19 cases on Guam is now 172. Meanwhile, starting next week, Public Health will once again ramp up community testing throughout Guam, starting next weekend up at the Jigo Gym. The schedule, check out dphss.guam.gov. And GovGuam's Chief Procurement Officer Claudia Akfaji does confirm the contract for Hotel Santa Fe to serve as a government quarantine facility has officially been canceled. She tells KUAM News the hotel was not meeting the standards included in the signed contract. As we reported, the more than 60 arriving passengers that were forced into mandatory quarantine at the Tamuning Hotel were moved to another quarantine hotel because of their issues and concerns. The Waterworks Authority sold $134 million in bonds for infrastructure improvements. As the offering was in such high demand, it attracted almost $3 billion in orders, or 22 times more than GWA needed to raise. That led to a further reduction in the interest rate by 25 basis points from 4.25% to 4%. The sale of the bonds is scheduled to close on June the 4th when the funds are deposited into GWA's accounts. And we have more information as the Guam Department of Education will temporarily suspend commodity distribution next week from June 1st through the 5th. According to a release from the Joint Information Center, the temporary break is needed to replenish supplies at distribution locations, secure needed gear, and resolve logistical challenges in order to support the program's expansion to a distribution site in the southern end of the island. The State Agency for the Emergency Food Assistance Program and disaster household distribution at 3 sites is expected to take place every Tuesday and Thursday throughout June, beginning the 9th. The 3 distribution sites will be announced at a later date. Please stay tuned, everybody. Coming up, we celebrate the class of 2020.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
More freedom. To learn more. To create more. To connect more. Mix and match Data Pass. Take your data further.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
So how are you feeling?
Not so great. Headaches, sore throat, and a bit of a cough.
And how long have you been feeling this way?
A few weeks.
Any fever?
Yes.
So how are you feeling?
Not so great. I've been feeling kind of lost. I'm just sad all the time. And, you know, I never used to be like this. There are days I can't get out of bed, and some days I can't sleep at all.
Any thoughts of self-harm? Talking about mental health is tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you need to talk, call Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center's 24-hour crisis hotline at 647-8833.
Well, as we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are saying congratulations, and you are awesome. Your achievement does not go unnoticed. Congratulations to the graduating seniors of the class of 2020.
And it's time once again for Head of the Class 2020, which is brought to you by Guam Community College. Today, we're congratulating many, many graduates, so let's get right to it. From Father Duenas, Ethan, Anthony, Peace, and Nicholas, congratulations and bravo! With love from mom, family, and your godparents. Also congratulating Alec Matthew C. Lumba. Congratulations, we are very proud of you from your Lumba and Cunless family. John Daniel Blas Tenorio, also graduating from Father Duenas. We are so proud of you. Now go forth to discover the divine plan you were created for. Much love from your familia. Kyle Christopher Orlan Camacho, another FD grad, another milestone. It was a tough year in many ways, but also a very memorable and rewarding one. We're so proud of you. Love, Mom, Dad, Jordan, and Megan. Another Friar, Myron Matanguian. Congratulations, Myron. We are so proud of you and we love you. From your parents and your brothers. Another big congratulations going out to Noah Flores. Congratulations to our son Noah. You continue to make us proud. Always rooting for you, your entire family. And Sayana May Ann from Ukadu High School. As you enter into your new journey after high school, take it with honor and respect for yourself and those around you. Always remember how proud we are of you. Hard work pays off. Win or lose, barbecue with a smile and trust that the Lord guides you every step of the way. Congratulations, baby girl. Love, Mom, your dad, the Nedlick Brat Pack, your Guerrero Desu, Levea, and Nedlick Familia. And those are your graduates for today. It's your Head of the Class 2020, brought to you as always by Guam Community College.
And like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are featuring your submissions, so make sure to send them to class of2020@kuam.com and celebrate this year's graduates because each and every one of you is amazing. Stay tuned, we got more after this.
That's when Lil' Mama came through still in looks. Whoa, she off the rate the scale, she had me shook. Yeah, but if you single tonight and can't find your friends, then I hope you don't mind me asking. Do you wanna dance to the music? Do you wanna rock to the beat of the drum? And we could cut it up, cut it up, cut it up, cut it up. Baby, we should cut her up.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
It is almost about quitting time, but you know what? The work week cannot end until we celebrate who was born today. Here are tonight's birthday shoutouts. Okay, everybody, it's Friday. Got some birthdays tonight. Woohoo! Let's all say happy birthday to Marcus. Happy birthday, lucky number 7. We love you. And the O in love is a heart. Gotta love that. Young man, our Pescadot, you have game and a strong offensive and defensive lineman. We wish you a blessed day and many more to come. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, your siblings and families in Guam, in Texas, and Washington State. That's a lot of love. John Jr. Anthony Santos, happy 18th birthday, our 2020 graduate. Love from all of us at home. Many more blessings ahead. We love you, and they say enjoy adult life. That is awesome. Vanessa Burkhardt, happy birthday to you and hope you have a beautiful day. May your wishes come true. God bless from your loving family and friends. Also, happy birthday to Dolores Borja and Jonah Mendiola. Happy birthday to Nana Loli and Jonah. Nana has always said that Jonah was the best present ever. Love the Chargaloff and Mendiola family. Also, happy birthday to Jaisha Padilla. Happy birthday. We hope your day was filled with much love and laughter. God bless and protect you always. We love you. Say Mom, Dad, Nina, Nino, and the rest of the family. And happy birthday to May Ann Manabusen Areli. Happy birthday to you, Biba Cumpleaños. And we hope each and every one of you had a fantastic day. You know, membership has its privileges because if you are featured On the KUAM Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts, each and every one of you gets a free entry to possibly winning a ice cream cake courtesy of Cold Stone Creamery. And this week's winner, chosen completely at random, is Corey Joe Matinonia. Here is Corey Joe, born on the 23rd. So Corey Joe, we hope you and your family have a wonderful extended birthday. Enjoy your yummy treat, and we will be in touch with you to let you know how you can safely pick it up. Please enjoy responsibly. And please be excellent to each other, everybody. Island Weekend is ahead of us. Please be good, please be smart, and please be safe. We'll see you next time.